All righty. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in, friends. Welcome to the Wild Boar Show. It is Chris, the Wild Boar, and I have another really, really cool guest. I'm going to get to him here in just a second. I thank you all very much for getting in here, liking, subscribing. It's been amazing. The lift in the last, just in the last week, how many of you have reached out? It's awesome. And if you want to be on the show, please, there's an opportunity for you to apply online. I start thanking my guests, and I say, okay, thank you, Thomas King. Okay, thank you, David McKinley. Thank you, James Folder. Thank you, Major. And thank you, Anthony from the Tampa Bay Brewing Company. I remind all of you all that I am indeed a state licensed auctioneer. Here to get 20, fine. 30, 35, get 40, get 45, get 50, now 75. I can sell your house and everything inside. Remember that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to talk a lot about me because I got a man who's very, very busy. We are on scene, on site today in Oldsmar, downtown Oldsmar, where one day, my friend, we might build buildings to do this inside, but we're pretty good at drinking beer in the fields. We've been doing it ever since Ransom showed up 100 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a long bio. I'm just going to let him go. It is my absolute distinguished pleasure to welcome in David Doble. And he is the owner of the Tampa Bay Brewing Company, and we got stories to share that you don't even know yet. Tell us all about it, David. Welcome.
Well, my life, it's been quite a twist and turning mess. So. And we've ended up at this point in a field with a lot of beer. It's nice.
Awesome.
So, my family began the homebrew shop.
Over on Waters, right?
Yep, over on Waters, and that was can't remember if it was 93 or 94. I think it was 94, and then 95 came about, and my oldest brother said, this is done so well. Why don't we go ahead and open a brew pub up? So me and him went down there. We got to work. We built our first place that opened up in 97 down in Ebor.
Yep.
And operated that for 10 years. Right around 98 is when I actually left. So I brewed all the beers there for the first year and a half.
Okay.
And then I left in 98. I had a airline career. And in 03, Johnny passed.
Yeah.
And so I started to commute back into town. And 04, I finally said, screw this. I am coming back. We're going to build this place to the moon. I cannot watch what we've worked so hard for just kind of fizzle out.
I understand.
So came back and
can't let the bubbles go away. Bubbles up, baby. Away. Yeah, you can't let the beer go flat.
And it was about 2009. I think it was about there. I realized we had to grow. Absolutely had to grow. And at this point in 06, we had moved from our first spot into the central Ebor spot.
Now, at this point, are you making money or are you just keeping yourselves going?
We were barely afloat.
Okay, got it.
Barely afloat. So it had been a long time. I mean, you got to understand, we like beer, we make beer, we know beer. But as far as like making the dollars from beer, that's hard.
Yeah, right. No, I get it.
So with that being said, 2000 and I think it was Craft Brewers Conference 2011. I was actually on the hotel floor, and I'm amongst all the superstars.
Sure.
I mean, just amazing folks. And Chris Ketchikanis, that's how you pronounce his name.
I believe it is, yes.
Of Oscar Blues, Dale's brother Chris. I was walking up to him to say, hey, man, your beers are awesome, blah, blah, blah. And before I could talk, he's like, wait a second, you're Dave, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, dude, your beers are awesome. Whenever I'm in town, I go in there. And it inspired me. It was just so cool, And right there and then, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. This year, we are going to can and we are going to keg.
I love it.
And that was out of our Ebor pub. Right about this time, I was writing the business plan for what was to become our production brew.
Okay. It's early. You just don't have enough in yet.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
And fast forward, 2014 was our first fest, and this fest that we're at now, it was our way to announce where the new build was gonna be at. So and then that opened up in 2015, and now we're fast forward to 2025.
And it is awesome. And we're going to get back there in just a second. But I told you that I think this might be the first time that you and I are formally being introduced. We probably casually have over the years or whatever. But I'm going to talk about your brother Johnny, because your brother Johnny on the sidewalk of the brew pantry on Waters Avenue taught me
Brew Shack.
The Brew Shack on Waters Avenue taught me how to make beer.
Yeah.
And here's how that came about. My wife in '96 bought me this thing called Mr. Beer. Now, little did she realize
I can only imagine what Johnny said.
she bought Mr. Beer, and I just smiled and said, "Oh, thank you," that Christmas morning, because I knew I was going to make the most obnoxious, smelly, nasty old beer. But to me, man, it was a gateway. This is an
Absolutely.
okay hobby.
Absolutely.
So sure enough, it became just that. So I went over there and I literally took the class. I remember we made the class beer. He literally used a hose. There was a hose and we made the wort, and he's going through the whole thing. And it took, of course, hours. And he said, "All right, while we're waiting for that, let's just drink some beer." So we started drinking beer. You guys had a kegerator inside.
Yep, sure did.
So he's like, "Oh, by the way, tell me if you like this." And so we're drinking this beer. And he says, "By the way, this was a class beer from like 3 months ago. So if you like this, this is the kind of thing that we're making." And of course, you had all the different hops and you had all the different malts. And I'm going, wow, this is like a science project. This is amazing. But as he talked about it, there was a gleam in his eye and there was a twinkle. And I became one of those guys that came by all the time and asked questions and asked questions. And the next thing you know, in the hobby, I got involved and I started, I joined something called the Dunedin Brewers Guild. I don't know if you remember KK and
Oh,
all those
yeah,
guys that ran
absolutely.
around. I don't know what they're
Yeah.
doing now, but anyway.
They are still around and very
God bless them,
active
man.
on the scene. So
They were so beer centric, and it was so much fun because we would get together and we'd try stuff. There'd be some that you just spit across the parking lot, and there'd be others where you'd go, "Oh my gosh, how do I get this?" Well, I only made a small batch. Why? Well, anyway, fast forward the story. I actually decided that I'd start competing. And I was getting some marks that were just not real good. And I just didn't know when to be done. I didn't do it right. And cleanliness and this, that, and the other. But I finally had one. And this is the big mistake, one that I forgot about. And I decided, you know what? Is it really true that you can use fresh ingredients? So I went and bought fresh strawberries. It was February, Plant City, blah, 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 blah. And I forgot about the beer. And I literally had it fermenting in a closet. When it came out, I was like, this isn't bad. So I went ahead and I submitted this to the Great American Homebrew Festival and won a silver.
Oh,
Son
that's
of a gun.
awesome.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
So
that's fantastic.
now, before
Congrats.
you celebrate that and say, "Hey, let's can it up, Chris," Wild Boar, I see your future. I don't have the recipe. I didn't write it down. In fact,
That's
I
how it
believe I
goes.
struggled because you had to have 3 bottles to submit. And what's funny is that my wife, who has her degree in early childhood and everything, just so prim and so proper, I put her name on because she stirred the wort, right? So she was a brewer with me.
Yeah.
So that's one of those just hidden secrets about my wife, Missy, is that she indeed is a silver medalist in the Great American Homebrew Festival. We had a strawberry blonde ale. It was delicious. I believe it was Grolsch bottles that we were using or something like that. But then guess what happened? You had to make a decision in your life. Obviously, you had something traumatic happen. Your brother passed. I can only imagine. Oh my gosh. But I got to that point where the next level was like $25,000 in the garage.
Oh, for sure. It can get pricey.
And Missy, my wife, said something to the economic fact of, "Do you realize how much beer you could buy for what you're getting ready to do? You could take up another hobby." Well,
It's
I
like,
wish I would have
you gotta
stuck with beer.
focus on the important stuff here.
Yes, and it would have been better, David. It would have been better because I ended up buying a boat. Yeah.
That's the next best.
Right. That doesn't make any economic sense either. But I love your beers, and I'd love to get back into it, and it's a lot of fun. And what do you say to somebody who is aspiring? What is the true cost of entry to get in? And do you still have the facilities or the contacts to get somebody set up that might want to do that?
I would say if you're in town here, if you're in Tampa Bay, Southern home brewing and winemaking supply is probably going to be your best bet.
Okay.
Great folks over there. Brian, one of the owners of the place, he's brewed on a professional level for years. Really good. And entry into it. Extract kits. I think they're still running about $200.
That's pretty cheap.
It's really not bad. And if you want to get to the point where you're nuts and going insane, I mean, a good homebrew rig, like you were saying, I mean, probably 10,000 is about a really nice Blickman rig.
Yeah. Oh my! I'm telling you, when I
Yeah.
say that I bought everything because this is like pre-Amazon, so I remember
yeah.
buying copper coils from your place over on Waters, and just every time
Oh,
I went
dude.
there, we were talking about the stories.
So Johnny would go out to the store and buy all that crap in bulk, right? And come back. He's like, "David, make me some counterflow wort chillers."
Oh my God!
So we take a garden hose and the copper lines, shove the copper line down the hose, and we
Sure.
take a keg and just roll them up around a keg.
Sure, it
And
worked. It was very
it worked
effective.
great. They
It
were
was
awesome.
very effective. Man,
Yeah.
I learned a lot of things. It is just kind of funny. Like one day, I don't know what you call it, but there's the little bugger that you put in the top of the carboy, and it's supposed to vent the yeast during fermentation. What is that little
Yep.
bugger called? That little vent, whatever that's called.
Air stopper.
Okay, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Guess what happened?
What?
We went away, and it got clogged with a leaf from the.
Oh,
Yes.
Jesus. So did it blow?
Boom.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's,
5 gallons of beer.
that could be shocking.
Inside. So we come back, and Missy goes, "Oh my gosh!" Like I said, "What?" She goes, "Wait till you go inside. I'm not sure if I love that smell or hate that smell, but it smells in there." So yeah. Anyway, I don't recommend that. Make sure that that's clean and clear.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
it's a fun hobby, and there's a lot of cool things that go along with it. And you guys do a lot in the community too, right? I mean, you give back.
Absolutely.
Every time I turn around, you guys are donating something. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I mean, for my whole life, I mean, some of the earliest memories I have from around here with Johnny is, we would go out and dive, and
yeah.
just watching the reefs change in just my lifetime is massive, and yeah, you don't see it too much here, but like down in the Keys, I mean, it is massive. So I put a lot of it.
When you say change, what do you mean? You mean see the devolving of the erosion of?
Our coral reefs are in massive decline. We have lost a lot of species of coral from the reefs. There's a lot of groups out there that are actually taking, and I don't know the proper terms.
It's okay.
The genomes,
Sure,
or
whatever
whatever,
it is, sure.
and they're actually
The building blocks, yeah.
yeah. Then they're saving them. So at a future time, if there's ever a chance to bring them back, we actually can. And it was I was actually doing some work with the coral reef restoration group.
Okay.
And they go, so when you dove down here as a kid, do you remember all the urchins on the reef? And I'm like, yeah, I do. Well, you don't see them anymore.
Huh.
And I'm like, oh, you're right. I'm like, yeah, no, for real. Like every other hole that had a freaking
Sure.
urchin stuffed in it. Dude, they are gone.
Gone, huh?
They're gone. It's insane.
And so Coral Head, one of your beers, actually has let's talk about that for a minute, because I think there's a little give back in there, right?
Yes, there is. I mean, so I never wanted to be that brand that sells beer based on anything other than beer.
Okay.
So I really don't go around telling everybody, if you drink this beer, you're gonna give so much per pint to this coral restoration group. But to be honest with you, that's what we actually do.
I think it's great, man. Listen, this is the Wild Boar Show is a variety show that is community centric, and that's what my friends have. Like, look, we have a great time in the community. I always say this, like, you can go to any sort of fellowship event, but you're not going to get to know somebody until you wreck a pair of shoes, pouring beer for 6 hours at a festival for 3 days in a row in the heat, and maybe at the end you get a thanks. Can you do it again next year?
And
like, that's
a beer.
well, you get that. That's it. And then even there, everybody wants to pour beer, but nobody wants to help set it up. Nobody wants to help tear it down. So anyway, my point in telling you that is that everybody that comes on this show does something to give back to our community in some way, whether it's their time, their talent, their treasure. So what you're doing for Coral Head is really cool. And yeah, I can remember going 30 years ago plus 35. Geez, man, where did the time go?
I know.
Whoa.
It's insane.
Doggone 40 years ago, my buddy Mike Wetzel, college weekend, we went down to the Keys and we went down to Pennicamp and we rented a boat and we went out and we went snorkeling, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing. And then I saw a recent video of that same area in Pennicamp, which is a national park, and it doesn't look anything like it used to.
It is scary.
I know those storms had a lot to do with it too. I mean,
Well, there's a lot of pressure
Sure.
on it. I mean, one of the issues they just had, they were trying to replenish the sand up on the beaches as far north as West Palm Beach,
Right.
And it stirred up some, whatever it is, some bacteria.
Something that wasn't good.
Up and went down to the reefs, and
Oh,
it
geez.
caused just utter havoc on them. It's just all those small things. It's cause effect
Sure.
type stuff. And I don't know. It's nuts. And for me, I mean, it scares the crap out of me because I mean,
Yeah.
as you know, coral reefs are the building
blocks for sure.
block of ocean life, which is also the building block of of life on land.
Sure it is.
So I mean, it just goes round and around.
Believe me, you got divers and fishermen and snorkelers and people that just look cruisers that all love this stuff. And you know, we could go on that that'd be a whole nother
Right.
segment. But I'm telling you, I'm happy to hear that you're doing that. Now we got to talk about Reef Donkey for just a minute because, ladies and gentlemen,
The old
friends, if you're
redneck retirement plan.
There you go, buddy. If you're in the store and you see the Reef Donkey in the 4-packs and the 16-ounce cans, the little blue top, just a week ago, you probably saw us on the other podcast with Major and with Tony. But what a home run! Talk to me a little bit about Reef Donkey.
It was cool, man. I mean, at this point, God, I don't remember what year it was. I want to say it was like, it's probably like 2011, 2012-ish. You know, it was prior to that. It was probably like 2010.
Okay.
You know, just brewing the same beers over and over again. And, you know, as I'm trying to create other beers, process was the main tool that I had. And I'm like, you know, there's just got to be other stuff out there. So anyways, I was calling my hop broker up, and I'm like, yeah, I need a box of this, box of that. I go, do you have anything new in? I mean, you know, I'm just seeing some new hops coming out. She's like, oh yeah, we got this hop and that. I'm like, all right, let me take 11 pounds of this, 11 pounds of that. And I just on the fly, which is actually how I created a lot of the beers we have.
That's okay.
It was just on the fly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, let me just go ahead and do, you know, 99% two-row, 10% crystal malt. And I'm going to use these hops, but where I'm going to add them is here and there and blah, blah, blah. And it was the first beer and the last beer I have ever tasted out of the tank where I knew it was just solid gold.
You had a home run.
It was unbelievable. It was just so different than anything else you could get. But above and beyond that, it was the perfect Florida boat beer.
Ah, I like that.
Which is what my wife was pushing hard for because Old Elephant Foot, you know, our 7%er, you know, nicely hot beer. It's the only beer that we had in cans at the time, and she was sick and tired of me getting trashed.
I was saying it'll wreck you too.
So I'm like, all right, honey, I'll brew a 5.5%er, and she's like, well, that's still 5.5. I go, you can't get drunk on 5.5%.
Nah.
The first time I did, I was shocked.
Well, you had 45 of them, right? That's okay. That's
but
all right.
yeah, no, man. After that, brewed the beer. You know, once again, a little broke, so had to put it on tap. Had to sell it through, but I didn't want to put it on tap because I didn't want anyone else to have it yet. Because I wanted to actually create I wanted to create the brand first.
All right.
Because one of the things I've always done, and I'm a very passion-driven person when it comes to beer. And you know, I want to share that. So I always overshare, overtalk. And whenever somebody's coming through, I'm like, oh, you gotta give us a try. And it's always some flat crap that no one can, like, in their head, they can't add in all the other aspects into it that a brewer can to kind of envision what the final beer is going to be. So anyways, put it on tap. I called it NZ Pale Ale.
All right.
And you know,
where'd
people
that come from?
I just had to come up with the name,
NZ.
right? and well, so we have New Zealand hops in there. That's where that part came from. But put it on tap, and everyone's coming up to me like, "Man, this is killer!" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's all right." Yeah, and that's all I did.
You know
right?
it is.
I was trying to downplay it.
Yeah.
It blew out. I'm like, "Thank God!" And everyone's like, "Brew it again." I'm like, "Nah, I don't know." Well, in the meantime, literally created the entire brand.
Nice.
And then once the brand was done, so I'm talking T-shirts, tap handles.
Then you decided.
Brewed the beer, and then we did a proper launch. It was the first beer I actually did a proper launch on, and it crushed it.
God bless you. God bless you.
Absolutely crushed it. It's now the number one. There's a lot of words got to add here. The number one independent Florida craft beer SKU.
God bless you. And it has been for a while.
It's the number one scanned beer.
For a while though.
It has. It's like we're on like year 3, I think.
God bless you, man.
Yeah.
And you've won countless awards. How many awards has that beer won?
2 GABF medals, and of course, you know, a ton of other fests. But yeah, as you know, GABF.
That's the one,
yeah,
buddy.
Great American Beer Festival is.
That's the one where you know, guys like Sam Adams and all the Jim Cook and all those guys that brag about when they go out there and they win it all, whatever. Yeah, you know, there's some great brewers around here. I think about Franz. I can't remember his last name, but he had this Royal Bohemian Pilsner beer that was really good. It tastes like butterscotch. It was just so good. But anyway, man, thank you so much for swinging by. Let's talk a little bit more about how we doing on time. Trent, I always ask that. 10 minutes left? Oh, cool.
Nice.
You good?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cool, man. Let's rock on. All right. So first of all, let's talk about this because we're trying it right now. This is tasty.
Let's not talk about this.
It's okay.
I mean, come on, man. I made a corn beer. That's ridiculous.
Trying to help.
You know, I leave town for a week, and my guys come up with this. So I'm
Okay.
like, man,
cool label.
you guys are really pushing me here.
Make more reef doggy.
That's right. Well, I mean, anything, you know, I love hops, man. I
Yep.
love hops. I love to explore hops.
Well, that was
That's
my
thing.
personal goal when as I was doing it, it changed my palate. Truly did, because I was a
Yeah.
light beer drinker forever. That's what I always did, unless they couldn't afford it. I was in college or I was underage or something. You bought old style or whatever you could
Sure.
find.
Yeah.
But the beer that I fell in love with, and still love, is Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a difficult beer to try and match.
Beautiful beer.
And
Really
it's
is.
so good, and I love it. And I tell you, the challenge with it, kind of like you said, you know, I don't know what the octane is in it, but you can't do that all day long on a boat, especially if you're the captain. But when I tried Reef, I went, there you go. There's no such thing as a light IPA, but this is close. And it's so sessional and such a great drinking beer, and I absolutely love it. But yeah, I still
it
love Sierra
works.
Nevada. I just never got there. I got close. And then you'd have the critics that would snort that, like, yeah, the problem is, you know, it's too young. You got to wait. You know, stop it. You get to a point where the hobby becomes, it's no more fun. It's frustrating. Like, okay, let's just go buy it. So, but I absolutely love the Donkey. I love some of the other stuff that you have. Let's talk about your restaurant for a minute.
Sure.
Because guess what? By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I don't endorse too many things. I have people come on and we talk about their stuff, but I'm going to make one endorsement. This is my very first endorsement, Trent, ever. And that is the chicken wings. They're the best chicken wings in the Bay. Stop telling me you got the best chicken wings in the Bay, because you don't. You don't even know where to find this place. We're going to tell you where it is, and you better not buy all the chicken wings, because you have some, not the red cider, the other ones, the smoked chicken
the
wings.
smoked wings. Yeah,
I
pretty good.
love those chicken wings.
Yeah.
First of all, you got them from a chicken, not a pigeon, right?
Yeah,
they
are
they're
juicy.
good sized chicken wing.
Yeah, they're plump.
I mean, when you start seeing market price on a menu for chicken wings, things have evolved or devolved to a point like, you got to be kidding. They used to give them away free, David, at a happy hour. 30 years ago, that was just a free thing included to come in there and get you buy some Rock Gut whiskey out of the well.
Yeah.
But you got a hell of a kitchen over there. Let's talk about that for just a second, and tell them what the address is so that we can put it on there for you.
So we got two different spots. We got 1600 East 8th Avenue. We're basically on the ground floor in Ybor between 8th and 9th.
Yep.
And then we also have our place in West Chase, which is right across the street from Oldsmar. And it's 13937 Monroe's Business Park, Tampa, Florida.
So if you're going if you're going north, sorry, you can't go west. If you're going north on Racetrack Road, you're going to drive past it, make a U-turn, come back. It'll be on your left-hand side, tucked right in there. And
that's if you're going south on Racetrack.
South, okay. So
if you're going north, it'll be on the
right-hand side. You're still going to pass it, though, because I still do it, and I know where it is. I get on the phone, I'm like, missed my turn. Trust me, turn around, go back, find that place. Talk about your kitchen, because you actually have a chef or somebody that helped you with that menu, because the food is awesome.
I mean, my hat's off to my mother was the one that really guided the food program.
You boys have to eat, she said. You can't
she
drink
really
beer
did,
all
man.
day long without
She
having
knows
some
food. She really does.
Okay.
But our current chef, so she's the one that really pushed it to where it's at now.
Okay.
But our current chef that we have now, he is incredible. He was on the executive team from Ruth Chris.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy is just phenomenal. Works hard, pleasant. You can actually work with him, which is rare for a chef.
Yeah,
rare for a chef. Chefs
not
are
Hell's
nuts, man.
Kitchen.
Yeah, they're all crazy. Really
I get
are.
it.
So, but yeah, no, it's just freaking awesome. But yeah, I mean, like our beer, we do as much in-house stuff as we can. So
Okay.
if you see, smoked wings or smoked items on them, guess
so
what?
good.
We have a massive Southern Comfort smoker in the back.
That's awesome.
All
Oh my God,
smoked
food
on
street. I'm
site.
getting hungry thinking about it. Are you going to have wings here today? By the
We
way,
will
if you're, I don't know if we'll even get this here in time. We probably won't get it up there in time. It'll be kind of a compilation, but we are at the Badass Beer Festival in downtown Oldsmar, State Street. 75 brewers and distillers are here, and this is the guy right here that decided he had to have a beer festival, and they said, what kind? And he said a
Badass Beer
A
Fest.
Badass Beer Fest. We're doing it for a few years now. Folks, how do you try the different beers and the taps? If you can't make it to Ybor, go to the one over there on off a racetrack on Monroe's, because you have how many rotating handles in there?
Oh, geez, man. We have 4 that are on tap all the time,
Okay.
and 20 that we rotate
20
through.
rotating taps. Okay. All right. And they actually, you have a couple different things. So you have like light lagers all the way to, you're going to probably have one of these type of things, right?
Exactly. I mean, we one of the really more unique beers we have on right now is a Malort barrel aged stout.
Okay.
So really freaking cool. Malort's not one of those things I really personally love, but the barrel aged beers coming out of the Malort wood is amazing.
Good stuff.
Absolutely amazing.
You sip that stuff kind of like a malt or
No,
a
I
whiskey.
just
or
pound
something.
it.
Okay. Well, there you go.
It's a beer still.
It's still a beer. God bless you, man. God bless you. All right. So, and you just did a collaboration while those guys were away. They did this collaboration with our friends over there at Crooked Thumb.
Those guys are great. Man.
Yeah, they've been at it.
Yeah.
Celebrating 10 years of Crooked Thumb over in
Yeah.
Safety Harbor. I've been over there a few times. They are fantastic. Folks, we have a really cool craft beer scene in the Tampa Bay area, and you don't really think about that, but truly we do. I was trying to tell Major this, and it just showed me how new he still is to the area, but you probably remember this. They used to have something called the bottle law.
Oh,
and KK and those guys, I can remember signing petitions like in the mid-90s
Oh, it was nuts,
to
man.
overturn the bottle law.
Florida became a place where you just dumped beer.
Yeah.
And we couldn't get anything that every other state could get. It was
Yeah,
just,
because the big boys, right?
Yep.
Anheuser-Busch
Yep.
and whoever else.
trying to cut out competition.
You're right. So the
Yep.
European market was no way.
Nope.
And what's interesting is that there was a very successful small. Yeah, I'm sure you remember. It's called not hops. It was hoppers.
Yep,
Hoppers.
there's
West
hoppers and
Shore.
hops, yeah.
Hops had it was a little short-lived. Hoppers though had that cool local feel to it.
Sure.
And he was a bit of an innovator. He had 100 taps before anybody thought about doing that, like in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you this. I hate to tell you this, but I can remember going there at 18 or 19 years old, going, "Gosh, I hope they don't card me. I hope they don't
fine.
card me. I hope they don't card me. I hope they don't." They finally carded me like 2 weeks before my 21st birthday. Like now. Aren't I grandfathered in or something like that? So you got a chance to drink like 90 beers in 100 days or whatever they put you on the wall. They gave me my own wall. But anyway, it was the bottle law. And I remember that once that was overturned, then the floodgates opened. And
really
this
opened.
became the craft beer scene.
Yeah.
So unbelievable.
Yeah, no, it did. I mean, it really started to bloom. I mean, 2000s. And then when CCB opened up in 2009. I mean, that's really what brought the spotlight onto us. And people are like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Like, you know, Florida has some really awesome beers.
Truly.
You know,
Our
it's really
water
cool.
has always been beat up. They always beat up our water. But Anthony was telling me that you guys do all sorts of
Dude,
filtration to
we
it.
strip everything out, start from scratch, and add back what we want. So
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, so you have the purest water in all of
It is blue. Like it's nuts. Like I've never seen water like that. It's really cool.
I love it. I love it. Is there anything else you want to talk about TVBC? Any more about your community involvement? How they can maybe help you out in any way other than buying Reef Donkey and Coral Head and all that good
You know, it
stuff?
actually was really cool. This is quick. It'll take like two minutes.
Go
Or
for
so.
it.
I remember one time. So Brian and Kelly that own Southern Home Brewing and winemaking supply. They sold their wholesale supply to Brewers Supply, and so Brian worked as a rep for these guys. Well, anyways, Brewers Supply Group just took on this new chocolate manufacturer, and at one of the craft brewers conferences, all the reps were assigned to get one of their accounts to create a chocolate beer to enter into a chocolate beer competition there. So I'm supposed to fly out to CBC, and I forget what day it was. I mean, I want to say like a Sunday. Brian calls me up on a Tuesday. He's like, "Oh crap, man, I forgot about this damn chocolate. I'm supposed to have someone do. Do you have something you can do?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude. Just bring over whatever you have." So I took our Iron Rat Imperial Stout, took an insane amount of cocoa nibs.
Okay.
Just aged a finished beer on the nibs, right? And I mean, I didn't have much time. I had like days, right?
Okay.
Aged it on the nibs. I mean, it's a shitload of nibs.
Force aging. I like
right?
it. Okay.
And so anyways, package that up, sent it out. So I ended up at this event. I didn't really expect much, right? But they had all of our beers in growler tubs, and you could see everybody kind of like pull up mine and go, "Oh, Florida beer," and they put it back. So this is back before Florida was known for beer, and they kept putting it down. And this one guy walks over. It's like, "Huh, yeah, let me give it a try. And I'm, dude, I'm up against some massive brands here.
monsters,
I mean,
sure, I get it, I
monsters,
get
right?
it.
And he pours it,
Thank
and
you
you can
very much.
see like his eyes just light up. And I'm watching the whole thing, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. He goes off, grabs more people, brings there. And eventually, everyone drinks it dry. I didn't realize at this point. I thought it was just a tasting. I didn't realize it was an actual
Sure.
competition that we're doing. Well, anyways, they get up to announce who won, and Moylan's took number 3. Maui Brewing took number 2.
How about that?
And I won first place.
Nice.
They handed me $1,000 cash. So I called up. I hired a limousine to come pick up me and my friends from the event. Take us to
Beautiful.
the next bar, bought the first round, and once again I was out of money.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I see that. That's kind of a pattern with brewers. Trust me,
It was fun
understand
though. It was just so cool. You know
I
what
love
mean?
it. That's a
so
fantastic
cool.
story. You guys have to write a book. I'm telling you, man. What a cool story. So, gosh, all the way from there to here we are. You know, it's crazy. Is that the funniest part about all this to me, and most people don't get it because I was born and raised right here. I was born in Tampa. We moved here to Oldsmar in '73 because the Gran Torino station wagon broke down. I think my mom was on her way to Dunedin Beach or whatever. And we never left. So here we are.
That's awesome.
Just so you know, this is exactly how it looked in '73, and it probably will still look in 2073. But that's okay. We're pretty good at drinking beer in a field. Friends, it's been amazing. David, man, thank you so much for swinging by, brother, man.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. David Doble, ladies and gentlemen, Chris the Wild Boar. It's the Wild Boar Show. Please do us a favor. Like, subscribe. And you know what? Not that I'll listen to your reviews, but I'll at least read them. I don't know that I'll listen to them. But if you got any comments, suggestions, you want to be on the show, apply to be on. We appreciate how this is slowly taking off. This is really blowing our mind as far as the participation and all that good stuff. My name's Chris the Wild Boar on behalf of David Doble, the Badass Beer Festival in the great city of Oldsmar. We're out.